Hello everybody and welcome to another video. As you can see, we're back in the car for this one and we're just about to go into Sainsbury's car park in Sutton, and it's all about corner cutting. And it's the weird thing is, you can see how tight this road is here. The woman doing it hasn't got a clue she's doing it, hasn't got a clue. You can't see her face, but I could. The look she was giving me is like, what's your problem? Now my problem is, obviously, you're taking over a foot of my road and you don't even know that you're doing it. That's my problem. Now in this next clip, driving instructors are teaching people to park on the wrong side of the road, i.e. facing traffic. Now I'm not having a pop at driving instructors because it could be in your test to park on the wrong side of the road facing traffic. So obviously they've got to teach it, haven't they? But it should be nowhere near a driving test. It should be nowhere near in an instructor's car. It shouldn't be anywhere on our roads because it results in this, and the camera doesn't do it justice. He pulled out there quite quickly. He can't see until he's in that position. He still can't really see. And there's something dangling down from his mirror in his car. That's not a mobile phone. It looks like a mobile phone stuck to his window, but it's not. It's something dangling down from his mirror. And the reason I'm showing you that is because when we go to the rear camera now, not only is he pulled out in front of me, he's looking down, which can only mean one thing. He's looking at his gonads or he's looking at a mobile phone. I'm saying he's looking at a mobile phone. I mean, it could be his gonads. He did look a bit of a meathead, to be honest. So it could have been, but I'm sticking with a phone. Now in this clip, it's about aggressive driving and rude driving. And it comes in all shapes and sizes. It's not just the meatheads. Oh no, it's little old ladies as well. As you can see, I'm going to be turning left here and all the parked cars are on my side of the road. So I have no priority. Cars coming towards me do. So, this car here.
Nice big gap there for me to go into, but you're driving too fucking fast for it.
Yes, I said a very bad word there. Now I'm going to show you that clip again because I know some of you won't get that, because I can't see that car until now. Because of the tree there, the bend in the road and the bushes, I can only see that car now. I've already committed to passing this car on my left hand side. There is a huge great big gap there, so all she has to do is just slow down a little bit and we can both go past each other without stopping. But no, she actually puts her foot down straight towards me, and obviously there is no acknowledgement from the little old lady. So aggressive driving comes in all shapes and sizes. And look at that gap. Look at the size of that gap. All she had to do is just take her foot off the accelerator just for a few seconds and we pass each other so much easier. So in this next clip, I am going to bore the tits off of you in this one because we are talking about lane discipline. Yes, we are looking at the van, but we're also looking at the guy behind the van that's going to be overtaking me in a second. Lane discipline is awful. I mean, the van now has got plenty of room to move over to the left, and if you don't know, when you overtake someone, you should be moving back over to the left in this country, but none of them do. Obviously, it's a Burke and a Merc, so you expect someone that's driving a German car to drive like that, but I do expect a little bit better from the guy driving the van. But what it does show is that people just don't seem to know or couldn't give a monkeys about the road rules in this country, as in you move over. And if someone wants to overtake you, you let them overtake you, but they're just staying in the outside lane. The lane goes into 3 lanes in a minute, and if you look in the distance, you'll see a car waiting at a red light in the outside lane. Why? The van undertakes it, and this Burke and a Merc goes out to the outside lane when it goes back into the middle lane. Anything to stay in the outside lane, and the van has pulled straight back out to the outside lane. And this is how I know this Burke and a Merc doesn't look in its mirror. You've got one of these things behind you and yet you stay in the outside lane and you haven't overtaken anything other than me, obviously, and that was about half an hour ago. So we got 4 vehicles in a row doing what they shouldn't be really doing, staying in the outside lane and not moving over to the left. In actual fact, it's 5 because there is one behind the police car as well, which you will see in a little while. But while we're watching this, I've got to say I am really struggling to do this today. I'm really struggling to edit today, and it is Monday the 15th, and hopefully I will publish this on Monday the 15th. But I'm struggling to actually get things out today, and I talk a lot about well, not a lot. I have talked some about mental health on this channel, and I'm still reeling a little bit from the news that we heard yesterday about Ricky Hatton, who struggled for years with mental health. And although it hasn't come out in the press yet what actually happened, I'm putting two and two together, and you know, it looks like he's taken his own life, and it's really, really sad. I did go and see one of his fights, took my son to see one of his fights, and I actually had the privilege of meeting him in person at a charity event to helping our paras. It was a charity event to support our paras, and he come down, did a little speech, brought some free stuff down as well. I got a boxing glove with signed by Ricky Hatton and that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's all for charity and everything. And he talked openly about his mental health and how he'd tried to take his own life previously, you know. And he was open. He talked to about 400 or 500 people that day, and talked about that openly. And you sort of like think, you know, you're talking about it to strangers, really. You've cracked it, mate. You've cracked it. And yeah, and then that news yesterday. So if I'm sounding a little bit not as enthusiastic today, yeah, that's probably got something to do with it, I think. Yeah, so we get back to the drive. As you hopefully was watching that, you saw when that guy actually did look in the mirror, because he actually moved over knowing that there was a police car behind him. But this BMW, what is he doing there? And the crap that is coming out of that exhaust pipe, I don't really want to get behind it, because I do want that lane, and believe it or not, he wants my lane, because we're coming up to a roundabout. I want to turn right and he wants to turn left, so we do need to swap over. But I'm reluctant to get behind him because the shit that's pumping out of that exhaust pipe. I do have to in the end, I've got to. But when is he going to actually move over to the left? He stayed in the outside lane all the time down the road, and yet it wants to turn left. So now we're getting the countdown signs. We've got 3, and now we've got number 2. When is it going to move over? On the very, very last one, obviously. Lane discipline. There is none, is there? Why is that? Why is this happening now? Answers on a postcard. Now, I know I could have fast forwarded that, but it doesn't seem to have the effect of how long they're in there if you fast forward it. You can see how long they were in the outside lane if you don't fast forward it. I know it's boring. Apologies for that. Now in this clip, we're waiting at a red light, and for those of you who've been watching my cycling videos, you will know just how bad it is to get a cyclist to actually stop at one of these things. This is no exception. Over there to the right hand side, there's still a red light for you, matey. Yeah. And look at this for stupidity. Right in front of us, there's a woman that's crossing the road, 4 lanes of traffic, and she's crossing the road there.
Bloody hell, Grandma. Is it worth that? Stupid woman. Is it worth that?
You know exactly where she's going, didn't you? She's walking in the centre there to the traffic lights, where she could have been walking on the pavement to the traffic lights. Stupidity. It's unbelievable how stupid some people can be. Now in the next clip, we've got a cyclist doing what they do best, you know, just ignoring red lights. That lorry over there to the left hand side, it's waiting there because it's got a red light. Funny the cyclist hasn't got one though. But answers on a postcard to how do we stop this? For me, needs to be more police on the street, but when you see someone do something like that, their bike gets taken off of them, recycled in whatever way, shape or form, but they don't get the bike back. So in this clip, we are looking at lane discipline again. We've got a bike in front of us that's indicating right for some reason, but we're looking at the rear camera now. Don't worry, I will use the wipers. We're looking at a BMW in the middle lane, this one here. It does want to be coming off the A3 a little bit further down the road. Look at that great big gap behind me that it can just sneak into there, but no, it's sort of like hogging the middle lane there. It should be over. It does overtake me eventually, but it's too slow. You might as well be moving over. If you know you're coming off, why not? Why are you there? We'll also be looking at a motorbike in a minute in the middle lane. That makes it very difficult for someone in the outside lane to actually move over. And is putting their self at risk as well by being side by side with a car. that maybe he could be in the blind spot of the car and is definitely putting himself in danger. Anyway, the BMW now decides to go past me. It actually puts its foot down there. So now we're looking at the bike in the middle lane, riding side by side with a car in the outside lane. Dangerous position to be in. Really is. You staggered formation and be away from it. It gets reprimanded by the bike behind actually. The bike behind actually undertakes both of these and shakes his head. So he was letting them know that how you're riding there is just, it's just stupid. You must be inexperienced to do that. Anyway, we've gone back a little bit and that's the BMW that's overtaken me. It wants to come off the very next turning. There's no gap for it. It has to force its way in there between the car and the bike. The bike's coming off. The bike's still indicating right, by the way. And it's not until it decides to come off, then it starts indicating. And then you got the other bike here that's side by side with that car. Idiot. Absolute idiot. And you see the other one go past them both, shaking his head at them. And I will speed it up here in a second, but we're still looking at that bike in the middle lane. He's putting himself in so much danger there without even realising that he's putting himself in danger there. And we'll speed it up here. And it's just staying in the middle lane, and guess what, it wants to come off as well. So you might as well have been over in the inside lane away from that car. And as we come over the arch here, the bridge here, the flyover, that's the word I'm looking for, you'll see him up the slip road there. That's him all the way up there, look. So he wanted to come off. You've put yourself in so much danger for nothing. What an absolute pilchard. So in this next clip you can see that there's quite a lot of traffic. The weather's horrible as well. There's a hospital over to our right hand side, that's Kingston Hospital, and there's quite a lot of traffic going up to it, and there's quite a lot of traffic coming out of Kingston Hospital as well. The turning to the right hand side just further up there, there's lots of vehicles trying to get out. Now when we come close to it, if I can, I will let one out, and only one. I always only let one out on these sort of situations. It's sort of like I use it almost like a merging turn, but there will be people that try to take the piss basically and try to get out as well, and I don't think that's right. The car behind me is going to do exactly what I've just done. It's just going to let one out, and that's fair enough. I think you don't have to let two out, but you'll see this Audi come out and the red car behind tries to get out. Just wait. Why does it have to let two out and then it blocks the road up? Now that's just the way I do it. You might do it a different way. You might want to stand there all day and let everyone out. I don't. I let one out and that's it. And the guy behind me was doing exactly the same thing. But now you can see we're stuck in traffic, a lot of traffic. And it's all because of traffic lights. That's all it is, waiting for traffic lights. But some people don't seem to think that that is down to them to do as well. They don't seem to think that all this queue of traffic is waiting for traffic lights and it applies to them as well. And normally, yeah, it's another German car. There he goes, flying straight past us. And look at the speed he went down there at. Now, you see that lorry up there coming out of that turning? Can this Birkin and Merc in front of me not see that? He decides to follow the other German car that's in front of him and go down the outside. But the Audi behind me, it did stay where it was. Yeah, the Audi, the other German car, behaved itself. Wow. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.